Welcome to the show, viewers. I'm your host, Colin Sopio, and of course, this is Sporting TV, your number one leading sports channel. And on set today, I'm glad to have Coach Maish. Coach Maish, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to have me in this show.
Always a pleasure, Coach Maish. And before we jump to it, I'd just like you to keep on supporting this channel, Sporting TV. If you like, subscribe and share, and you can also drop a comment on the comment section down below. And we are on 1,000 subscribers journey, so keep on supporting this channel. And on today's show, we are going to zero in our attention on the friendly match between Harambee Stars and Iran. I remember that Iran is ranked 24th in the world and Kenya is currently ranked 101 in the world. Now, Coach Maish, Angel Firat has just mentioned his provisional squad, and it's a very big squad before he cut down his numbers to 28. Now, before I get to Coach Maish, I'd just like to read for you the list of the players who have been called by Angel Firat, and we start by the keepers. We have Patrick Matasi of Kenya Police. We have Ian Otieno of Zesco, Zambia. We also have Brian Odhiambo of KCB and Levin Opio of AFC Leopards. Those are the keepers, and we now move on to defenders. We have Joseph Okumu, who plays his trade in Belgium. We also have Brian Mandela, who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns, South Africa. We have Johnson Omurwa, who plays his trade in Portugal. Eric Marcelo Ouma, who is in Sweden. Andrew Juma, Bandari. David Ochieng, Mathare United. Morris Owino, KCB. Collins Chichenje, AIK, Sweden. We have also Mohamed Sira of Bandari, Daniel Anyembe of Viborg, Denmark. We also have Dennis Sakari from Tusker and Obud Omar from Kenya Police. Those are the defenders. And we now move on to the midfielders. We have Amos Nondi of Arat, that is in Armenia. We also have Richard Odada, who plays his trade in USA with Philadelphia Union. We also have Teddy Okumu, who plays his trade in Japan, Sagan Tosu. We also have Alpha Onyango of Gor Mahia. We also have Joseph Mwangi of Nzoia Sugar, Kenneth Muguna of Azam, Tanzania, Abdallah Hassan, Bandari, Duke Abuya, Kenya Police, Willis Ochieng, FC Copa in Slovenia, Moses Mudavadi, Kakamega Homeboys, Alvin Mangeni, Kenya Police, Hassan Beja, Nzoia Sugar, and Victor Omune, AFC Leopards. We now move on to the forwards. We have Benson Omalla of Gor Mahia. We also have Elvis Rupia of Kenya Police, Michael Olunga of Al Buhail, Qatar. We also have Masoud Juma, who plays his trade in Morocco. And finally, we have Alfred Scriven, who plays his trade in Norway. Now, Coach Maish, Angel Firat's name is team. What do you make of this provisional squad of Angel Firat?
Well, it's a very good squad, and I do believe, having served a 1-year ban, now there was this technical team, and I think there are those who might have come with the names, because now more than ever we never had any assembly of the Harambee Stars, even though there was a game we were to play with Rwanda, Burundi, but then it was postponed. We don't know what the circumstances were, and I do believe when we play Iran with their ranking, I think it will also give us an impetus. Even if we win, then I do believe we will go up the ladder. So I do believe it's a good game. It's local lads. Also, we've got those who are based in foreign land. They are applying their trade in foreign land, and I do believe now we've got a big chunk of them. Now, it shows that our football in as much as we are suffering, is growing. Yeah.
Our football is growing, going by the words of Coach Maishi. We've seen that Enjan Ferrat has tried to mix in a blend of young lads and experience. By experience, we have Michael Olunga, who is known for his artistry in scoring crucial goal for this Harambee Stars. Coach, your take on this? Enjan Ferrat, we've seen that the names that he has managed to call up for this national duty have been there before. I'm talking for the likes of Joseph Akumu, I'm talking for the likes of Patrick Matasi, I'm talking the likes of Kenneth Miguna. Your take on this blend of experience and young tax?
I think that always constitutes a very good team, because more than ever, the young should learn from there. Those who have been there, done that. So I do believe it is always good to bring in those who are experienced, and then the younger, so that they may learn from the experience. And I do believe that's the way to go, because every time you find a player who's young, he's always looking up to somebody who's have an inspiration or who has an impact on his football career. Now I think it's a very good sign.
Now, Coach Maish, the question that many are asking, we've seen that Enjan Ferrat, the Harambee Stars tactician, is back in the country after more than 1 year. In fact, it is 2 years, and he has not been around, and somehow he has managed to name the side that will do service for Kenya when they face this Iran side in Tehran, that is in Iran. Coach, Enjan Ferrat has been MIA. He has been missing in action. He has not been around. He has not been watching the matches that are taking place in the local Premier League. So that by saying that, it means that he had to watch the match for him to make the provisional result, but he has not done that. So who has done that for the coach? And also, the other thing that is coming into my attention is that most Kenyan matches are not broadcasted on local televisions. So how did he manage to come up with this provisional list? That's my bone of contention. Coach Maish.
So I do believe with him, he has a technical team that he always stays around, and I think he relied on them to give them a squad, and given by what they have given us, I think they've not done a very bad job, although that is for the game to prove us wrong or right. So I do believe the technical team also has an aspect when they come to decide on who plays or who's getting the call up. So I do believe they've been doing their assignment, although I can't say that, because everybody that is always on the bench or on the technical team, I think that is their homework to do. Always look at what we call the best interest of the country. So I think they've done their homework well, and they've come up with that provisional squad, and I do believe it will do service to Kenya, hoping that they are the best.
Enjan Ferrat provisional squad will do service to Kenya. It's a friendly match, and we've seen that Iran did participate in the World Cup that was played last year in Qatar, and it's not a pushover. Do you think that Kenya will try to give this match all the billing, all the importance it needs, or is it just a friendly match to try to honor the FIFA calendar? Your take on this, Coach Maish? Any
game or any match that falls under the FIFA calendar is always good to bring in results, because it will always give you points so that you can move up the ladder. So I do believe they should approach this game with the seriousness it deserves, and they should come out gun blazing to win this game for them to get up from where they are to go up the ladder, because at 101 I think we are doing poorly, we are doing badly, even after being given the sanction. And you can see now it's a wake-up call now, not only for the players, even for the federation. It's a wake-up call, and we should do things right, and you shouldn't bring in so much what would I say, we shouldn't bring too much politics into football. We should always stick to football. Yeah,
we should always stick to football. That is Coach Maish. Now, the surprise names that have been managed to be called up by Angel Ferrat is Alfred Siren, who plies his trade in Norway, and we also have Daniel Anyemba, who plies his trade in Denmark. Coach Maish, the two players are making their debut in this Harambee Stars team. Your take on these two players, that is Alfred and Anyemba?
Now, it's everybody's dream to play for their country, and I do believe their call-up is not just a mistake, it is intentional. So they at least they've shown that they've got something. And going by what we are going to see, then they've got to prove themselves that they were ready for the call-up. Now I do believe if at all they win this game, they will be up there with a ladder, and they will be writing history for this team. In any sense, they will be giving glory to Kenya. The two fraternity, yeah.
The two players that is doing service to Kenya. Now, there's this saga of Mugubi, who just recently did announce that he had not retired yet, and many thought that they will get the chance to see Mugubi again donning the Kenyan colors, but somehow Angel Ferrat has not managed to call him up. Do you think it's a big loss for the Kenyan team, considering that Wanyama can still do something for this national team, Harambee Stars?
Now, at least people should learn from what other countries are doing. Even Ibrahimovic has been called to play for Sweden, even though he said that he wouldn't be playing. And you can just tell that such kind of a player is an inspiration to other players. So at least by giving him chance, by bringing him on board, you are giving the lads a chance to learn from one of the most experienced and decorated player. Yeah.
Experience really matters a lot, going by the words of Coach Maish. Now, I just like to look at this forward line for Harambee Stars. We have Benson Omalla, who is currently the top scorer in the KPL league, and we also have Elvis Rupia, who is second in the KPL goal scoring chart. Who do you think that between the two should partner Michael Olunga up front? Because for Olunga it's an automatic pick, he must start. But now the partner who should start Olunga now is the issue. Who do you think between the two, Omalla, who's the top scorer, and Elvis Rupia alias Machapo, who in fact hails from Nakuru?
Yes.
Between the two, who do you think should partner Michael Olunga up front?
No, I think you should always go with the one who is on top, and the one that follows should always be on the bench, just in case anything happens to the two strikers. Now he may come in and give his contribution. Now I do believe they should start with the one that has most goals. It's always good, because he has proven that he is good even in the league, and so he should get the first chance.
Now, coach, now let's talk system here. We've seen that Angel Ferrat likes to pack the midfield and use Olunga at the tip of that attack. By that I mean going by the system of 4-5-1. Do you think now this is the time now to try new ideas, new tactics in this Harambee Stars team?
No, now as I understand, every time every coach plays, you should always play a system that will win him goals or will bring in good results. And I do believe if at all Iran is good in the midfield, then we should park the midfield and let Orunga run like a lone ranger, and at least we'll get results. And if at all we feel that we should attack, then he should bring in another system to give him an impetus in this game, because this game is a win situation for Kenya. So I do believe he should always revolve his system so that it may suit the result that he wants to get from his players.
He should try to use the strength of his players to determine which one of them will fit into his system. That is Angel Ferrat for you. Now, coach, I would just like to try to make a quick first 11. Who do you think that will be in between the sticks? Because we have Patrick Matasi and we also have Ian Otieno of Zesco. Coach, your pick on between the two custodians, that is Matasi and Ian. Between the sticks, who will you go with?
I will go with Ian Matasi.
Between Matasi and yes. Ian, between the two.
I will go for Matasi, because I do believe he is a local lad and he's proven it. And when you get a call-up, I think they have seen something in him. So I do believe Matasi should start in the stick, as for me.
As for you.
Yes.
Now let's get into defense. We have Brian Mandela who plays straight in South Africa with Mamelodi Sundowns. We also have Collins Sichenje who plays straight in Sweden, and we also have Johnston Omurwa who plays straight in Portugal, and we also have Abu Omar who has just returned to Kenya and he has signed with Kenya Police. Now the defense coach, who do you think should man up that defense coach, Maish? And not forgetting we also have Eric Ouma Marcelo who is in Sweden.
Okay. And I think they are good. They are all good players given by which country they are playing for, and whatever they are doing, I think they are doing very well. So I do believe if at all they are not playing in the same position, now I do believe it's always good to bring in two or three of them, so that it may boost the confidence that the foreigners do have. Because if at all you are called out of your country, then it means that you are a good player. Yeah.
You are a good player. Now let's move now to midfield, and we have Amos Nondi who plays straight in Armenia. We have Kenneth Muguna who plays straight in Tanzania. We have Duke Abuya who plays for Kenya Police. We also have Hassan Beja of Nzoia, and we also have Anthony Teddy Akumu who plays straight in Japan. Coach, the midfield, who do you think should man up that midfield?
They should mix the local with the foreign players, so that at least the locals can feel that they have not been left out, and it will motivate the local players so that they may play well, because they know that they've got a chance. If at all you give all the places to foreigners, those who are plying their trades in the foreign land, now I do believe it will be disheartening and it will be demoralizing to those who are plying their trade locally. Yeah.
Coach Maish, you've just mentioned it, and I was about to throw that question to you, but you've just mentioned it, and the bone of contention is mostly local players normally don't feel appreciated, because most coaches tend to go with foreign players, and most of local players are left out. But you've just answered that question.
No, I think to add on that, I do believe that those who are applying their foreign trade, they are applying their trade in foreign land, I do believe they are tried and tested, and they are always good. But then, given the caliber of the game that we are playing, it's also good to motivate the local lads. So I do believe, give them a chance, let them prove even on international level that they are good. They will also deliver.
Give the local players a chance, and they will always deliver for you. Now, Coach, before we wrap this up, just your prediction, Kenya, Iran.
No, Iran are a good team, but then I think Kenya will have a draw for that game. The worst we can do is a draw.
The worst Kenya can do is a draw, going by the words of Coach Maish. And we just like to wrap this up, and I will give this chance to Coach Maish to wrap this up for us, this match, Kenya and Iran. Coach Maish.
No, I think we should always go there prepared, knowing that this game is a game that will catapult us into the next step. So I do believe, go out there, give your best, and come out shining. It will always be good for our country, given that we had what would we say? We were banned, and we don't have. We didn't feature in any international game. Now, prove to the world that we are hungry for international games, and we can beat Iran. I think it's your chance to prove that.
Kenya, it's your chance to prove that, and we are all behind you. Sporting TV is behind you, and we as Kenyans, we are solely behind Harambee Stars. Do represent us well and put our flag up there. Keep soaring high. I'm your host, Collins Opio, and I was glad to have Coach Maish. As from us and the rest of my team and my crew, it's bye-bye.
Thank you
for now.
Thank you.